Yeah. Yo, that was all right. That was a little jazzy intro there.
Yeah, that pretty much gave me some Caribbean vibes.
Yeah, like what's good with that? Yo, look at me. I'm all over the place.
Hmm.
So, welcome. Was I even on I was on the last episode.
Yeah,
Back again. Heyward CPA live and direct. I mean, yo, you over here like Farragamoed out, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. All right, man. Yo,
what's your intro, man?
yo, I'm just saying, man. You over here all fruitful and flavorful and all that. You know what I'm saying? Um, nah, I mean, keep it. That's what's going down.
You like the flow? Okay, let's go with it.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Let's go with
Yo, I mean, we ain't come back from Miami, but it's all right. It don't matter. It's where you are,
Sure,
how you get down.
sure.
Anyhow, good people. This is Heyward CPA live. The live stream that features answers to your questions and how to run your business.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. But but mostly you just hear our inner conversations about the world of tax and accounting and what's going on and all that. So we don't have to get into the to-dos and what's been up because we both know what's been up. We just got back from XeroCon. So you've heard us mention the software Zero many times. We utilize that in our practice
Mm-hmm.
exclusively for
Mm-hmm.
our general ledger or our accounting solution. That's the backboard, the backbone of our service offerings. And they had a little conference in New Orleans this week. So we went down. Corey, Tanya, Stephanie, Ronita, myself went to New Orleans. And we missed our dear friend and colleague Nicole, who we hope is feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
But we went down. And so this episode, we want to talk about XeroCon. And without getting into the details of the different sessions they had there, some of our takeaways from the conference that we feel are pertinent to our loyal listeners and viewers, and what we think needs to happen moving forward out here in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean, like that's how you was rolling throughout the French Quarter. You know what I'm saying? It's chilling hard, B.
Just,
Yo, so
just taking in all of the intelligence and information flowing through
yeah, it's good. So yeah, I let you start from your perspective, which
my perspective. Okay. Yeah, went to XeroCon. It's, accounting, software, technology based. Everything's technology based. Very insightful, very informative. A lot of good perspectives to garner. If you're really looking to have a deep understanding of the base foundation of a business, it's the accounting, right? It's the numbers. The numbers are the language of the business. But no, gone are the days of writing things down on a piece of paper. Spreadsheets are still around. Bank statements, they still around. Those days are really far, pretty much gone. Especially with all of the technology integrations, where multiple solutions, apps, softwares, whatever word you want to use or understand, that connect together via API so they can talk to each other. And that's where the importance of automation comes in from. And I think, we came back and brought back uh, some information, enhancements on perspective and understanding, and the importance of it, because our small business community, and when we say small businesses, they have it categorized as what, 5 to excuse me, 5 to 100 or something like that.
in some
Employees.
cases is under 500 employees.
And
So
then
it's
revenue, up to few million dollars, but specifically for those that are under 500,000, we'll start everybody down, but I'm going to say 500,000 and down to our lower um, sole proprietors that we run across, that we work with, that we have relationships with. The aspect of technology and automation and utilizing technology to run the business, not just from the accounting side, right? Also, but we're coming from the foundation of that. And then you have your other, what we call tech stack. So marketing, CRM, all of these things that tie in to help create a robust system. Now, the idea is not to just go and buy stuff and just to have it. It's about understanding your business. That's where biz therapy comes in, because having a live business plan is a working plan. It's not an idea that you wrote down. This is a live plan that you currently work in your modern day approach, and then you refine for your future goals as you go along. You're meeting new people, getting new clients, new avenues of revenue, new staff, new relationships. That plan is going to evolve by itself, right? But understanding technology, um, and it's improved my understanding of technology as well. Even though I've kind of utilized technology for some time now, but I think the most important piece is don't be afraid to learn what technology can offer for your business. You can remove a lot of hats, and you don't necessarily have to have a person in that seat. But you can create a situation where technology is handling different functions of the business, and you can start putting people in place to provide the management, the oversight, and the maintenance of that particular area of the business. That way, keeping it real refined and allowing the business to grow, because there's always going to be gaps as the business grows. There'll be new software, there'll be add-ons, there'll be a pro pack. Can you go from basic to midstream to a pro package? And this, it's a lot of information, but don't be afraid to take that on, because it'll free you up in a lot of different places, right? Um, and membership programs. I mean, membership for a lot of different applications is not, it's not expensive, but it's a business write-off, which you might got to make some more money to pay for it too, right? But
True.
you know what I mean?
Prioritize it.
Yeah,
Prioritize your money.
I mean, enough of $20 per month on a package. You got 10, 12, 13, or 40 of those things. They all add up, but
Mhm.
just we implore you to take the leap into getting some basic technology understanding how those things work.
Mm.
Especially,
That's very that was good. Great synopsis.
yeah,
So it allows me to do my thing.
no doubt.
Because you put it eloquently. You put it, I guess you the good cop. I guess you always a good cop compared to me. But anyway, here's the thing. I have my notes. And and I'm gonna start off actually with a quote. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She is now the CEO of NABA, or I don't think they want us to say, National Association of Black Accountants. And we went to a little mixer with them. Was a lot of mixers going on, and her name, I believe, is Ghislaine. So Ghislaine Saint Juste. But anybody out there that comes across this, correct me if I'm wrong. And basically, one of the things I took away from a speech, well, she gave some comments during the social, and she's mentioned that accounting, and for that matter, I'll expand it to financial issues. I mean, this is the language we talk. Accounting is the language of business, which parlays to the language of health. I mean, wealth, wealth,
Health, yeah, health, well,
wealth, health, happiness, whatever. But it's the language of
mhm.
keeping it vocational. And somehow or another, these topics have been portrayed as they've moved to they're boring, they're non-sexy. We talk about that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
In so many cases, they're optional to some people. To certain
Yes.
people we run across, certain clients, it's optional. But it's the basis by which people get what they want. People want, they want generational wealth. They want to pass something on to their heirs. They want to be able to have financial freedom. I want to be out of debt. I want to do all this stuff. But often people want you to tell them how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I tell you how to do it, it's not going to happen because it's not internalized for you. You're not really, I could tell you whatever, but until you have some comprehension, no one's telling you have to become a CPA, a CFP, a EA. You don't have to become any of that. There's people that are qualified, got the certifications to do that. What you have to do, like anything, this is a portion of your. I'm speaking to people that are wage earners too. You're the CEO of this situation. That's another thing. Everybody want to be CEO. But you're the operator, so delegate with people that have the expertise. When you already know you're not the smartest person in the room, get some smarter people in the room to help you out. But where I'm coming from, it's not boring. Accounting is not boring. It is not, and I'm just saying that to just set the tone. It's not boring. The mechanics of it are boring, but the mechanics of doing hair is boring. Is the end result is what you want. Like if no one says I want to wash hair for a living, that's what I want to do. I want to wash and dry hair. That's it. I love it. Just wash hair. That's all I want. I don't want to do nothing else. That's all. And so everything that we do, this is a building to an end result. So accounting is not boring, and accounting is not optional. Let me say that again. Accounting is not optional if you are running a business. It's not a suggestion. It's not something that you might want to get to when the IRS asks you for it. It is essential. Top choice. Need to do it. That's it. That's all it is to it. I know we've talked about it, and even practitioners like myself, we've given people that are in business the option. Well, you're starting out, whatever. That ends today. Done. No, it's not an option. You come here, you coming in, we talking about getting the accounting system set up. And the main reason is because the financial world is different now.
Mm-hmm.
These things are happening. The president just did these student loan forgiveness.
Yeah, that's right, correct.
Yeah, so what's happening is we getting a lot of intersection at the present time with the government doling out money and whatever. They're not doling out money off of a handshake, at least to most of the people I know. They're not doing that. So it has to be something going on, and you got to be right. It is not an option. But once again, that's an external factor.
Right.
If you're a business owner, and this is going to be tough, but you have to start wanting your accounting to be done. You got to want it to be done because that's your scorecard. There's no other reason you got to want it. Like this, and I think it's been rough for me because it's so foreign for me for it to be disassociated. Now, granted, because it's one of my professions, but it's not an option, people. It is not an option. I've heard every excuse. My father had a client that one time his excuse was, well, big companies don't do no accounting. For real, like literally said it. Con Ed and them, they don't do no accounting. Like, so this is what we dealing with. This is what we working with.
You're right.
Okay, right. Okay. So not an option. Over here, it's not an option. You need accounting done, and it's not for the government to file your taxes because it's impossible to run a a firm off of data when you don't have any data to analyze,
Correct.
and your bank account is not data.
Correct.
How much money you have in the bank? That's one transaction, two transactions, ins and out. That's it. It's not telling me how much you spending on this cost or that cost, or
You'll see
I can't.
appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of all is after the fact. The
True.
bank account is after it happens.
Right.
So we're not tracing the event. We're tracing what happens after. Yeah, that's the bottom line. That's what we all want to know. But you can't make tweaks. You can't do that. It's already happened. So taking your bank statement and getting it all, we come and do our little magical thing to do your tax return. That's over, man. It's over. It is. You're not going to get anywhere. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be very provocative today. This might be one of the biggest episodes. The next big episode. You won't be in business if you continue to do that. Period. If you continue to just start doing it, either trying to keep it in your head, in your gut, or you doing everything just off your bank statements a year at a time, after that, you're not going to be in business. And I'll tell you why. Point number 2 is because technology is not stopping. Not in the least bit. If it's anything I took out of this conference that I would share with our audience, is that the technology is, I mean,
It's,
and
it's already got jet fuel.
Yeah, it's just beginning.
Yeah, no doubt.
It is just beginning. And guess what? Oh, there's no threat to our profession. Trust me. Don't think. It's been proven out. Oh, QuickBooks. Well, how do you feel about QuickBooks? Is that going to affect you? And I remember all these things. Well, the number of screwed up QuickBooks files I've seen in my days have proven the fact that we ain't got to worry about that. Okay.
True.
Machine learning, you go for it, whatever it is. I'm telling you, it's not stopping. And what I'm trying to say is that you can stay in the Stone Ages and get just enough done. But if you stay in the Stone Ages in your financial function, which is the most vital function of your business, by the way, it is by far. Period. If you want to sit there and be in the Stone Ages in it, that's telling me you're going to be in the Stone Ages in your operation. So if you're going to be in the Stone Ages in your operation, guess what? You're going to lose. Period. End the conversation. So I'm just, I'm a little petty P going on here, but I can't take it anymore. People have to understand things are happening. I mean, that conference is a progressive conference because this is more software. I mean, people are finding solutions with software. They're finding solutions to things. They're past the core accounting. Yeah. We got that down, whatever.
Yeah.
They have that. So now how do we have a solution to make, whether it be our reporting better, whether we're using the reports to help our clients grow businesses? We're using the reports to tell the government how much they made last year.
Guess this one. There's software that can calculate the activity of a set of client, a type of client, to see how often they're going to buy, how often and when they're going to pay, and if you're going to have any losses. And you can set a limit of credit, because as a business, you're extending credit to the client before they pay. Net 30, net 45.
Yeah.
Right. And you can automatically set a limit on this client until they start putting.
Yeah, it won't even send the invoice.
Yeah, it was
shut them down. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? It won't shut. It will shut it down.
Yo, that right there, game changer.
Yeah, it'll tell you off top
for everybody.
So I'm trying to say, and this is, I'm not going to make a sweeping statement, but we know what marketplace we work in. We know where we are. We know the demographic. I ain't gotta say it. I'm trying to tell you, It's not going to be left behind, and you're not going to survive. I'm telling you, finance is getting more complicated every day. And those of us out here, we're being trained. But another thing I want people to understand, man, this is like a whole doctrine going on here.
Let's go.
I
Let's
might
go.
be saying too much.
Let's go with it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the community is underserved because the practitioners aren't getting the resources to be able to serve them as well. Very important. The investment you make in your practitioner is a real investment. If you keep looking at it as somebody just to do my taxes, that's where it's going to be. But if you want to grow a business from one person to two people, or from 100,000 to 500,000 and on, you have to invest in the finance function, and in many cases, that's in that practitioner, that person, and you got to put an infrastructure in place. It's not an option anymore, and I'm not going to put it as an option. No longer am I going to sit there and say, well, you really should. No, you have to. You have got to get this core accounting going because it's going too fast. These, like Corey was saying, we saw at least five payment options, electronic payment, not cutting no checks, not doing no bank bill pay and all this stuff. You know what it is? Because those things, they get it done, but they don't lead back to the ledger hereby, which gives the information that we can, well, in corporate, they call it FP&A, financial planning and analysis.
Yeah, correct.
People come in the door to us, they want help with their business. They want planning. And then they give you a box of receipts. I'm not planning anything for you with a box of receipts. I'm going to plan for you to go scan those receipts and get them put in there. There's nothing I can do for you. Sorry.
Right.
Not me. I mean, the other firms will be glad to do that.
Yeah, no doubt.
But no.
That's the long stroke because you listen. You got this. But this is important because with the FP&A planning of utilizing the information from the software, it's still tapped into what the world is doing. So you can get industry data that counteracts with that. It's not just, okay, let me take a box of receipts, somebody plus and minuses, and they messing around utilizing this thing right here to get you a number, right? But in this
I want to get some wild there. Somebody out there like that. There's only one.
You know what?
I got it here.
Maybe I went too far back, bro. Maybe I went.
Nah, you didn't.
Maybe I
nah, you did good.
Look, let me bring it up a little bit. Let me bring it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay.
That's the mobile joint right there. You know what I'm saying? Walk and talk with it. But
I was trying to take it all the way back. I can't
with the paper. You got the one with the paper?
I got one.
Mine's upstairs. But
adding machine.
Yeah, adding machine. But again, utilize the software. I mean, the dynamics of it with the calculations and the future forecasts combined with industry data. What is some of the recommendations that are out there? Because the data is the research, the compilation or the compound of data that allows you to make decisions, future decisions. You can pivot at any current moment, not only based off of you, what your competitors are doing within the same industry, how other industries interact with your industry. So we got, when the pandemic and they messed up trade, that affected a lot of businesses, right? Or when gas started going up, when the war happened, all of that information is data that can be found somewhere that can help. Like again, we tech guys, we understand the tech industry, but this conference really opened up a lot more or exposed a lot more gaps that are out there in terms of what James is saying on us being left behind by not utilizing, take advantage of software. Back to you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, no, but you're absolutely right. I mean, you had to You had to mellow them out because I'm going hard today. That's it. But I'm still going hard. I ain't done. This is I mean, it's because of my belief in small business too. And I see some talented people have great ideas, and they what they do is great. What they do, the vocation they do is great. But the, it's like a ceiling, self-imposed glass ceiling. Because when you're a doer, a technician, as Gerber says, the technician, when you do that, you can only go but so far. You're not gonna go that far. I mean, that's just that's the rules to the game. You're not gonna go that far because it's only you. You got to do it. You got to split it out. So if you're gonna grow, I mean, it's so foreign to me. I think it's just touching me now because it's so foreign to me. Like, how can you run a business without having any remote idea of what your numbers are? And let me be specific because we use that term too much. What your numbers are. Let's give an example. What are your fixed expenses for the month on average? No. How much is your payroll? What do you need to do in sales to cover everything and not just cover the business, but for me to live? How much do you want to get from this business per month? Oh no. How much do you need to get from this business per month? That has nothing to do with the IRS people at all. So it's like you playing, it's like gambling. Oh, well, I'm going to go through the year and then hopefully I don't owe too much in taxes. Okay. That's where I come from. Why I say, are you in business with the government? Why? Yeah, the only person you're accountable to is the government. That's what you want to do? Know your numbers, man. You got people, how much you making per person? How much are you in retail per square foot? In restaurants, how much do you make per table? What does it cost per table? These are not things that require you to become a mathematician or an accountant.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that make you earn the title CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Earn it. Not because you got an LLC and an EIN number. I don't make you no CEO. You're CEO yourself. No, I know you be self-CEO like that. That's right. I'm talking junk. But it doesn't matter. Because I mean this. I live it. It's dead. I'm serious. And nonprofit, same thing. What I'm saying is you have to marry what you understand, which is the operation, with the financial part.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be, I'm going to take successful to the side to survive.
Yeah.
To survive.
Mm-hmm.
To survive in business. There's a point. You got to survive, thrive, and arrive. Well, I think it's arrive and thrive. Whatever. You got survive. Then you got a point where you survive and you kind of doing it. You're going through the process. Then eventually you arrive. It's kicking on all cylinders. You're like, wow, this thing is whatever. Now I can, when you see those people, you might meet them on vacation. And they're like, yeah, I've been in business for 20 something years. And yeah, we come here twice a year for a month, a year. And you're like, man, I can't wait to be like that. But then you don't go make any changes in the way you run your business. You gonna keep waiting to be like that because it ain't happening without this. And so, because we're more of a how-to type broadcast, those are the things I'm checking myself because I'm serious. I want people to understand this is not a joke. You have got to do this. There's no option. There's no, oh, okay, I got to get around to it. No, if you're not doing it now, you need to stop right now and figure out. And this is not a sales call. What I'm saying is, you need to stop and say, I got to get this under control.
No barbecues today, no shopping, don't sit down, lock in.
Yeah, you gotta get it straight. I mean, we could jump down and because we're talking about owners. Most of these entities, the money flows down to the owners. It starts with your personal. How much money do you need to live? You'll be surprised how many people have no clue how much they need to make each month. You know why? Because most people, when you're in the workforce, you make what they pay you. So the only time you really scrutinize it is when you're looking for a new job.
Yeah.
Like that's the only time you really think about it.
You need a raise. It's time.
Yeah.
For a raise. Yeah.
But when when you out here in the wilderness,
Yeah.
you kind of need to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you have to develop disciplines to do it. And these wonderful financial professionals, and notice I ain't saying nothing about Googling nothing, because you have to talk about, because this stuff is so intimate. You gotta talk to somebody about it. You got to talk to somebody about it. Because money in America, money is emotional. It's tied to emotions, man. It's not just dollars and cents. It's emotions. Self-identity. We talk about this a lot. We talk about it on Financial Flip Side. It's tied into so much stuff. And our community, man, what we do know how to do is spend money. Know how to spend it all day, every day. Not a problem. Know how to get the best value for the dollar, things falling off the truck, all types of stuff, all things like that. Red, white, and blue card hustle, 50 cents on a dollar. Yo, know that. But then we sit around with these grandiose ideas. I want to be out of debt. Suze Orman told me to live on half my paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to Essence next month, so I start after that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do it, so don't, you got to find another way. Just my thing. I know it's about XeroCon, but this is what sparked me. Oh, did I mention I was on a panel too? XeroCon. It was pretty cool. It was, that was all accounting geek stuff going on there.
No doubt, but it was
but for our people here, it just impressed upon me the urgency. Speaking, just being around the practitioners, listening to their stories, talking. And I'm like, this is code red, man. Code red. There's things we trying to get done with our clients that, we solving 20th century issues. And they going to the 22nd century with some of this stuff. Look at if you've heard blockchain. Yeah, let me tell you something. Oh, yeah. And there's those of us that think we have contracts with the state and the government and whatever. Listen, man. Because paper currency, I don't know when it'll be phased out, but it'll be phased out, right? The government is going to be forced to up infrastructure. It's going to take the first generation. Well, I guess Obama was a Generation X president, but millennial. That's like from 1980 something.
Mm-hmm. President
succession of that to be like, yo, why are we doing stuff like this?
Mm-hmm.
They're already talking about, they're going to upgrade infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of that reporting that we doing contracting on the federal level, I mean, who knows when it's going to be, but it's going to be involving, some sort of blockchain or something like that. It's coming. Don't worry about it. I know you like, nah, they ain't doing that. I ain't got to worry about it. That's okay. No problem.
They're testing it right now.
Yeah, it's coming. It is coming. Definitely. Don't worry about it.
Definitely.
Thank me later. It's coming. The state, like here, the states might get to it faster.
Correct.
But these things are done for companies in a position to already handle it, to do it.
Get
the money faster, all that. So if you're not keeping up in your capacity, be left behind. I can't stress that more. I'm just like, listen.
Give an example of blockchain.
Oh, about blockchain?
Give an example. You saying the word blockchain. Give them an example of what you mean by crypto.
Cash App is blockchain.
Okay.
So basically, the transaction happens between two people and is affected on the recording, the ledger of each simultaneously. So in the Cash App, if I send you $10, it immediately takes it out of mine, it puts it in yours.
And
That's what.
date and time.
Yeah.
Right. So when you relate that to government contracting, and so when a transaction has happened, you can't unrecord that.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's gonna take out the, it's gonna just be real time. I mean, that's how blockchain was introduced.
Right.
And more so, entities are gonna be able to pull information. They historically they had something called EDI, electronic data interchange, that kind of was doing that, but it was, you needed a larger infrastructure to do it. But now, because of the cloud and all that, it's gonna be more accessible to smaller entities. But if you're dealing with a bigger entity, if the cost of having that that data exchange available to you, the big entity is not gonna make an exception for you. You're gonna have to do that. It might tell you, oh, we got to send your report via this, blah blah blah. I mean, no longer FTP and uploading and all that. It'll be like, here, or we set an automation to pull the report on this day of the month. And if the report is not there, we're going to penalize you, blah 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 blah.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah. So now you know, government's your customer. That's who your biggest customer. You walk around, you introduce, tell somebody, the first thing you tell them is you in government contracting. Okay, beautiful. I work with the government. All right, that's great, outstanding. But if they make a move, you got to move with them.
Right.
So, you don't know what move they're gonna make, but hey, you know what? There are practitioners that focus on government contracting. We're not one, by the way, but that focus on it. So what else they do is they stay in the know of what's going down. So that when it springs, guess what? Their client's gonna be straight. Because they're gonna know, oh, okay, we need to make this transition, whatever. Now I've been telling you it's coming, or I'm slowly getting you into shape to do something. Simple as that. It's something that we do, we do some, but payroll, the way the solutions we have for payroll, a little sales tax element that we do for one of our clients. There's solutions out here. But my point is, if we don't have a basis of core accounting, an accounting system for your business, these solutions cannot even be explored. If your idea of accounting is looking at this stuff when it's time to do your taxes, I mean, I don't know. I just, and hey, look, that's what we've had. We've grown to this point with it, but it's not getting nowhere. You can't grow a business like that, and we can't grow our business, but you growing your business like that. You see what I'm saying? That's the point.
It's all connected.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating because I'm seeing all the wonderful tools that are out there that can be utilized. That can be utilized and absolutely make people's lives early, but it's gonna cost some money. You gotta invest in it. People always like, oh, you gotta spend money to make money, but they don't want to invest in finance function. I've had a client that was essentially a financial organization that had a minimal amount of investment in the finance function. That was the most bizarre thing ever. I was like, but y'all financial, your basis is finance, but you spending small percent on your financial, internal financial function, which in their case meant they weren't spending money on their core operation. They were spending money on, I ain't gonna go there, but anyway, look. So the point is, It's an investment. As of today, as of this recording, if you this is going up on our company blog too. So I want you to watch this before you call the illustrious Cortastic. So you get an exact understanding of my approach to accounting. This is it. You must have a system. We're looking for you to have a system. Our system, we deal with Xero. That's what we deal with. Cloud-based system that has lots of modules, or let's call them solutions for a lot of your business needs. If you're beyond a certain point of your transaction load or whatever is beyond that, there's other things we can work on too. But for most people, Xero will work. That's what we deal with. Okay. If you're coming here, you're going to be required to be converted to Xero. That's it. All right. And we need to get the accounting done as close to real time when the transactions happen, not when they resolve at the bank. So that whether we're advising you or you're advising yourself, the information is meaningful. And that's that the accounting system. This has got to be a system. It has to be, because you're not going to make it without a system. You're going to run out of money, and cash flow is going to be rough. You're going to run out of bread. Now, once you run out of money,
stress level becomes through the roof.
oh yeah, well the stress level comes really for a time.
Yeah, true.
Flatline. You see what I'm saying? Like, you run out of bread. They say, yeah, sales, you got to get that. When you run out of money, it's a done deal. Finished. You out of here. And then you might be coming back trying to chase it on the back end. Oh, well, we're going to make these changes now. And you know what? That's when we get the calls, right? When they out of money.
Yeah, true. I mean, playing catch up, you can't get away from playing catch up in certain things, but you can't, I think what we've been experiencing is playing catch up is like almost like 90%, if not 100%. So it's the time now to really try to get proactive. Just be proactive, turn the wave. And how do you do that? Like James said, ask for help. We don't like to ask for help.
Yeah.
Because money is emotional, and it kind of exposes you self-identifying, as James said. If you don't have, it exposes you. But you gotta open up and talk. Trust me. You gotta ask for help. But if you ask for help, you gotta put some things in action. You gotta take the steps necessary. And okay, yeah, I am not. I've been in the finance, tax, and accounting industry for double digits now. I am not a CPA. But having an understanding of finances, it'll help you sleep better at night. Even if you're in the negative, it'll still help you sleep better, because you know that, okay, now you can think about it in a way of, I understand where I am. I know where I want to go. Let me go here and do this.
Mm-hmm.
You stay in the negative as long as you breaking even and you're able to live and do. Nobody's saying you got to put an accounting system and you're going to be a millionaire. No. But
you still got to work.
Yeah, you still got to put the work in. But having something that you can go to sleep at night, rest your brain easy, but you can go back to it. Or you could take it and say, hey, Mr. CPA accountant, FP&A person, here's my numbers. How do I adjust? How do I pivot?
Yeah. Should I add a head count? Should I purchase a piece of equipment? Should I do it?
My entity type, right? So
Yeah.
like those, and so that's when accounting is, as James says, it's not boring. It becomes fun, because now you get to play the game. You get to play around with the numbers, and you get to, it's not, it's heavyweight, it's heavy lifting, but it's not, and it's pressure, but it's not the unknown aspect. You're in the know. I think being in the know is better. Even if you don't have a full understanding, being in the know is better than not being in the know. Because now you may not understand the acronyms, the words, the language, but the numbers, everybody understands numbers. I don't care what language you speak. 1 + 1 is 2. It's not 5.
Well, some people are trying to make it
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, well, that's all gimmicks and
That's what we
tricks.
doing, right? So,
Like three card play. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Soda bottle cap. Can you
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that game too. Yeah, we know the game. That's well, that's summer was happening. Straight show game, but yes, that's it. And okay, all right. This is my version of softening up at the end. I mean, I'm not saying this. I'm saying it more as a warning. And I'm saying it is. I'm coming from a place like, listen, we talk to a lot of people all the time over the years, and there's been a lot of concern, but it's it's hard to admit when you don't know something or when you're scared. I think every entrepreneur is scared on some level, just how you deal with it. I mean, you have no why. You don't have a net below you. Yeah, but that's part of the game. No. And so what I'm talking about in terms of getting the system and really making it happen is to make the journey a little bit easier and to have some direction in the journey. And so you can understand. No one expects you to know everything day one, but that's the relationship you build with your practitioner. Heck, your practitioner may not 100% understand your business, but I'm telling you, within a year or two, they're gonna be able to give you information on running the business at a very high level, and that's something that uh, CEOs need, because you might be all in the mix, whether daycare center, whatever, you in the mix with all that stuff. You have got to carve out a time where you deal with the financial aspect, and dealing with the financial aspect is not just collecting money and paying bills.
We missing one vital ingredient to that.
What's that?
It's the resources and support that your practitioner is going to have. Just like you should follow the blueprint as a business owner to create your own level of resources. But there's not going to be any scenarios that are not out there that someone can't say, hey, let me find out. And that's what that is. And
Yeah.
here's the position, here's the play on how to move forward to do that.
Yeah.
The pandemic sped everything up. Forget this lower level of checks in the mail and lack of products and people getting sick. And okay, there is that from what we see. But from a technology space, the pandemic, everyone that is a techie, developer, programmer, writer, thinker, they got busy. They got to work because they had nothing else to do. They couldn't go anywhere. They got to work. Like, this is it. It's serious. It's serious. So I got some more learning to do.
Mm-hmm. and what I'm saying, even if you got rental property, doing it on the side, you said everything, get back with us at the end of the year. Oh, there's some things we missed. I mean, yeah, well, who knows? I don't know what you spent. Did you pay for something in your private account that we don't know about? If you got one property and it really is your old residence, whatever, but then you decide that you're going to be in residential real estate rental, there's an add-on for that too. You got to keep the books on it.
Whole lot of products for real estate. A whole lot of products for real estate.
Yeah.
So what does that say? That is a concentration of revenue and the government paying attention to that. And that's where they put programs. If there's a lot of real estate products.
Oh, yeah. And that's because that's one of the easiest verticals to get into and understand from a small business. I mean, people understand renting, a home to someone, but still, it's still a business. You, it's still a business, because if not, then you would let them stay there for free. Now, some people have now, and then during the pandemic, they were forced to,
Yeah, true.
but it does not. This stuff. I'm gonna say it, and they're gonna get. It's gonna be ad nauseum, and I'm gonna say it all the time. It now is the time for you to get into accounting systems. You have to have it. And not only get it set up, you have to learn to interact with it. You need to learn to go there. That doesn't mean don't call your accountant every time a question comes across your head, because we have these collaborative cloud platforms that you can go in and say, okay, what's the accounts receivable? Oh, I didn't know this person still owed us. Let me hop on the call with as the CEO, talk to this client. Hey, is there a problem? Yada yada. That's an example of how it works. You sit down with the accountant and go over. They say, hey, you spending 18% on, telephone. Um, best practice says 15%. You historically been paying, 14%. Why is this? Maybe your revenue went down. Maybe you still have a phone line open for somebody that's no longer with the company. This is what we talking about. Notice what I hadn't mentioned. There's one word I haven't mentioned in any of these scenarios. TAX. Haven't mentioned it. I don't do books for, and I'll just be personal about it. I don't do the firm's books for the tax return. No. Okay, well, number one, I don't do that. I got somebody else doing it. But anyway, the point is, so, yeah, I personally am not doing, but I do it to look at measures to see where we are, to measure us against best practices, to measure us against ourselves on prior period, to measure where we might be heading, how much cash we're going to be burning. Sometimes you got to burn cash. I'm talking to myself too here, but sometimes you have to burn cash.
Right.
And it's a happening, but then you'll get in a flow where your revenues will get back, and you'll collect more money, so on and so forth. But you know what it is. Your business might be cyclical.
Mm-hmm.
Companies with cyclical businesses the cycle tends to repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, like, oh, during the summer we dip down, we come back up in the fall, we peak, we peak here. So, man, maybe we do some specials or something to try to at least break even, so we don't have to burn all our cash up over the summer.
Yeah.
So maybe some things we could do to be cost effective to get people in or what have you, and try to keep me even, because even is better than taking a loss. Breaking even is better than taking a loss. That's you up. But anyhow, see, look, I'm blacking out now. Time for me to go get my afternoon snack. Calm down. Like, but I thought I would just throw some real live examples of what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit here and just say, oh, well, your numbers, whatever. It's things. Days of the week. If you got a retail thing, you could eventually track and say, you know what, on Tuesdays, we're only doing so and so. So I don't need to schedule all these people on Tuesday. We could do it like that. Saves money. No, that I'm paying somebody XYZ because I thought they were going to produce all this. They're not doing it. I like them. Feel like, for their primary purpose, that it would be great. But are there some things that I can work in with this person, agreed upon on some respect temporarily, to help me get some more stuff done? How many hours I want them on that? You see the informed questions that could be asked and answered, as opposed to they said I made that much, but I ain't got no money. All right, that one there. See what I'm saying? Stone Ages, information age. Two different things. So it's just necessary, folks. That's all. I don't know. I'm tapped out, my friend. This is like, let's see if I covered all the stuff. Oh yeah. One more thing. And even beyond the financial function, because we know that. I'm calling on somebody and all of us collectively to get into, technology. We use technology for fun, for entertainment, but for productivity as a whole, are we using it to make ourselves more productive? Once again, not a suggestion, a necessity. Because soon you're going to have to use technology to work at fast food because you're going to be there, not necessarily to repair, but to manage the robots that's going to be making the food. So you get your $20 an hour, but it's only going to be you and 4 robots.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to know some tech. Most likely how things are going to go down. So we need it. Google Docs, Google Apps. People know Excel and Word, but they know how to navigate through it anyway. It's not like they really know how to use it. You got Asana, Trello. We can go on and on.
CRMs.
But
practice management software.
Yeah. But do you embrace the change that it takes?
Right.
Embrace it. And that we got to get something that people do. We got, people flying, texting, no problem. Instagram, no problem. Facebook, TikTok, people making whole movies, whatever. And that's cool. But we got to use the stuff to make life easier. People are out here making their lives easier using this stuff. And you know what happens when you make life easier to get tasks done? Theoretically, you make more money because you spend less time getting novel things done. See what we got. We got Nicole. Glad to see you in the building.
Cool.
She in the building, right?
Building with us.
Go ahead there. But that's true. Technology for productivity. We know how to use it for entertainment. We know how to stream, do all this other stuff. Something happens in the community, it covers the country in 38 milliseconds.
Mm-hmm.
You sit somebody down with a Google Doc, they look at you like, what do I do with that? Save to the cloud. What's that? I don't know nothing about that. What was that? But we all want to have success and create this generational wealth. What are we going to create it from? Dirt. Ain't nobody trying to be no farmer, even though it's pretty good, but you got to work. Where we going to create it from? I don't know, Corey. You tell me. I can generational wealth and get out of debt. We're going to do all that. I think one of the ways we do is by paying people to go to their conferences to tell us how to do it.
Sure.
But not realizing that the only one getting out of debt is the person having the conference.
That's such a pain point.
I'm just saying. I don't know. So this might be the beginning of the end of my acceptance in certain clubs. But you know what? I don't care because it's driving me nuts. Listen, man. The technology is out here. It is not a suggestion. This stuff is happening. We seeing these people make moves. People are out here, and I don't mean like specific. Money being put into technology is major. Other people are using it to make their life easier, their business is better, which has a ripple effect. You can hire more people. You can create jobs. You can provide opportunity. You can do all these things. So,
hey, look, if you here's a homework assignment. Google software companies that are getting investment funds.
Oh yeah, it's
Different
off
rounds,
the charts.
different C's, different rounds. I mean, that's a whole chess game. But Google it and just read it. There's a bunch of different links out there that provides the data collected, right? Here's an insight revenue stream for some of those businesses. A lot of companies that have investment or seeking investments or have investment dollars has a line for services that are needed. You might become a vendor. Think right.
Pretty good thought. That's pretty good. Yeah. So I don't know. I've used it all.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've left it on the table.
Hit us up. Reach out to us.
Yeah. All networks. So all Heyward CPA on Facebook. Go check out our YouTube channel. Website heywardcpa.com. We on Twitter at Heyward CPA. It's just going down out here. Instagram at Heyward CPA PLLC. And shoot us questions, comments, got feedback. You think I'm out of touch? Fine. I want to hear that. It's about perspectives. Here's my thing. These conversations don't happen enough. So I'm not sitting here trying to be like, yes, I say. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is the discussion to understand the world in general.
Yeah.
And like, what are we doing? And it's almost like we're afraid of this technology, and you can't be. That is not an option, people. Anyway, I don't want to go for another hour, plus I'm hungry. So anyway, so email us, live at Heyward CPA. Send us some messages. Go to our Facebook page. Yeah, go to the Heyward CPA Facebook page and post your questions, and we'll get to them. And maybe might even do a video response. How you doing? So I'm done, man. We back. I mean, I'm tired. I'm really tired now. After this was like the last thing for the week.
You was holding off the day of light.
Yeah, I'm started with a podcast appearance on Monday. Had the we traveled down there. Had the panel on Thursday. We traveled back yesterday. Then we Saturday. That's what I'm saying. So now it's time to go to work. After all that, it's time to go to work. Yes. So, are we good, people? Thanks for being with us this morning or whenever you're consuming our content. And, stay tuned, man. You got any core consulting updates before we sign off? When can we expect some more core consulting?
Oh, September is the month.
Oh, it's the month of core.
Biz therapy, full effect, consulting. We've been positioning. So stay tuned. We're
No
going
doubt.
to
all right.
We'll let you know our mastermind groups as well.
Oh wow, that's news to me. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Bonus coverage. Cool. Well, y'all have a great afternoon, great Saturday. If you with us live, great day, and we will holler at y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.